students, and welcome to my homemade video of how to multiply decimals. So first of all, we got an example of 0.5 times 0.5. Now how you would do this, in my way at least, which I think is a little bit easier, but it's your choice, right? If you want to learn a new one, a new way or not. So my way is just take off the decimal, hide the decimals, right? So just pretend they're not there. And then just multiply it regularly. So 5 times 5 is 25. So you put 2, 5. My drawing is very bad, so. And then, yeah, don't worry about the zeros, just because they're just zeros. But if they were like a whole number, you would have to, do it like a regular, multiplication problem. So that would be 25, right? I'm very bad at drawing. So here's the thing, right? After you multiply it all, right? You add back out you show the decimals again, right? Yeah, I'm very bad at drawing still. Now here's a really weird way, right? Okay, so you would basically have to count the decimals as numbers, right? So one number and two numbers, right? So you could put, just as a reminder, 2 num. So, well, yeah, I don't feel like writing the whole word. So it would be 2 numbers, right? Now here's the best part, right? Okay, so since there's 2 numbers, right? You'd count 2 spaces, so it'll be 1, 2, and then you put the decimal. So the right answer would be 0.25, and that's the easiest way I can show you. So let me get another example ready. I'll be right back. Okay, students, we are back with the second example of how to multiply decimals. So, for the first one, 0.5 times 0.5, it would equal 0.25, right? So for this one, I'm going to show you again, but this one is a little different because you have to basically add zeros, right? So again, multiply it as if it was just a whole number. So 1 times 1 would just be 1, right? Right? And then, since they're zeros, you don't really have to do anything with them. But if they were whole numbers, you would. Remember, if this was like 11 times 1, you would have to basically just multiply it like regular. So then, you would see that there are 2 numbers, and then you would put the decimal on when you got the product. So 2 num, and then so mine 2 is really weird. Do not worry. Yeah, okay, fixed it a little bit. So 2 numbers actually. So, but this time you'd be like, but there's only 1 space. Now here's the weird part, right? You have to add a 0 because you have to have 2 spaces because there's 2 decimal numbers. So it'll be 1, 2, and then the decimal would be right there. You have to have that because it's not whole numbers, it's decimals. So you would have to add a 0 if there were 2 and it was just 1. So it'd be 1, 2, and I would just I'll just label it 1, 2. So 2 spaces. Hopefully y'all are getting this. If you don't, ask me for questions and I will hopefully do my best to help you. I will be back. Okay, students, we are back with the third example for today. There will be one more example and then I will get on with whatever else I gotta to do. So this time it will be whole numbers with decimals and also multiplying. Okay, so first of all, like always, like I've said for 3 examples and every other time, just multiply it as if it were a whole number. So then it would be 2 times 1, 2. 2 times 2, 4. And then let me do the next one. Okay, this is a way I do it. Some people might just have an X, but I do a 0. And then 2 times 1, 2. And then 2 times 2, 4. And then make sure to add it all up, like so. And then I'll just put, yeah. And then 2, 6, 4. That was a pretty bad 4. And then don't forget to add your decimals. So you would be, so there would be another, like always, 2 decimal. Remember, only count behind the decimal point. Hold on. Only count behind the decimal point when you're counting the decimal numbers, because it's decimal numbers, not whole numbers, right? So it would be 2 numbers. Oh yeah, and if you don't understand what I mean, like between this whole thing, make sure to ask me, because the quiz will probably be a little harder than what I'm teaching right now. So 2 num, or just basically what I'm going over, but yeah, all that stuff. So there's 2 decimal numbers. I should probably put DEC. That was pretty bad. It's 2 decimal numbers, right? So here's the answer down here, right? And then I'll just put brown. So it'll be 1, 2. So it would be 1 space, 2 space. 1. I'll just label it. Oh god, that was pretty bad. I'll just label it so y'all can see. So 1 space, 2 space, because there's 2. Remember, there's 2 decimal numbers, so you got to do 2 spaces, right? So our answer would be 4 point. Oh no, actually, let me say this in real number terms: 4 and 62 hundredths, and that would be your answer for that. Okay, students, this will be the final example for today, or for this video actually. Oh gosh, bad. Okay, so this time I will teach you how to multiply. This one is a little bit harder, alright, because it has, you know, more than just, you know, 2 behind it, and like just the tenths place. It has this time it has the hundredths place. Yeah, sorry. So first of all, you would have to start off with, you know, just regular, like I've said through these examples. Take off the decimal and then since there will be no place here, just add a 0. So yeah, add a 0. Like yeah, like that. So this one will be a little harder, but you'll have to once you get it over with, you'll be very happy. So first of all, you can tell all these are zeros, because 0 times all these are zeros. And then I'll just do an X this time. So 2 times 2, 4. 2 times 1, 2. I mean, it looks a lot of numbers, but since, you know, it's not really that much. So 2 times 4, 8. 2 times 2, I mean 2 times 1, 2. And then x, 2 x's this time. And then it'll be another 0, a lot of, okay, 1, okay, 4 numbers, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm doing this a little like fast. I'm not sure if it's, I'm pretty sure it's a little fast for y'all, because if I go really slow, then it's a little harder for me. So now we're on this 2 right here. Right, 2 times 2 is 4. Oh man, that's pretty bad. 4. 2 times 2, 4. 2 times 1, 2. 2 times 4, 8. Sorry, another program just auto opened. And 2 times 1, 2. No, that was bad. 2 times 1, 2. Let me make sure something's due. Okay. So now we got all these dang numbers, right? And now y'all are like, oh my gosh. So all these x's for me represent 0, so I'm gonna put 0. And then, oh, there's a 4 this time, so it'll be 4. Yep. And, oh yeah, and then, like I said before, make sure you add your, once you get your answer, or at least when you get all these numbers down, make sure to put back your decimals so you don't forget. So, and then in this line, in this column, we got 2, and then this column, 8 plus 4, 12. Right? So in this column we got 2 plus 2 plus 1 is 5. And then in this column 8. And then in this last column 2. So you're like, oh my gosh, this would be like 2,852,240. But I'm like, nope, too much. I'm like, 14 times 20 does not equal 2 million. So I'm like, what is wrong? When I first did a problem like this. So make sure you add your make sure behind the decimal. I'm very bad at explaining. Make sure it's behind the decimal. I don't know what. Okay. I want this one to be, you know what, just stay like that. It's fine. Okay, so behind the decimal there would be 4 numbers, right? I'm trying to draw lines. It's really hard. I don't know. To draw hot lines, it's really hard. And then let me just add. Okay. Yeah, it's really hard for me to draw lines. Don't worry about it. So, in all, that would be, let me make sure brushes. Okay, that would be 4 D E C decimal. That stands for decimal numbers, or num, as I would like to call it. So remember, 4 decimal numbers means 4 spaces, right? Because I counted 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that would be 1 decimal number, 2 decimal number, 3 decimal number, and 4 decimal number. So 4 decimal numbers equal 4 spaces, like I just said. I don't know why I keep on repeating myself. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. And then let me put another color so you won't like get confused. So it'll be 1 space, 2 space, 3 space, 4 space. Because there's 4 decimal numbers, so there'll be 4 spaces. So your real answer would be, oh yeah, and then make sure you don't leave on this 0, because you would like to, you should simplify it as much as you can. So it would be this number instead of with the 0. Because you can keep the 0 there, but it won't really mean anything. You just need it for the spaces. So the real number would be 285 and 224 thousands. Yeah, if I'm correct. I'm not sure. I probably am correct. Okay, so thank you for watching this video. Hopefully it hasn't been too long because I don't know. I got a bunch of other stuff to do. So thank you for watching this, and bye.